Well, I was not expecting a. How would I describe it? A silent movie era performance done in 1983 from Joe Morton, the guy who plays Dr. Miles, forgot the last name, in the Terminator 2, who develops the microprocessor for Skynet, and also who plays Silas Stone in all the in the DCCU. Joe Morton is his name, and he stars in this one, The Brother from Another Planet. Mike, this one is for you since I get you to watch Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I'm watching this one. The visionary writer-director behind such films as Passion Fish, Lone Star, and Sunshine State, Oscar nominee John Sayles has been on the forefront of independent cinema for more than 20 years. In this vastly amusing offbeat fantasy from Variety, Sayles takes a fresh look at our society, the LA Times says, through the eyes of a black extraterrestrial, Joe Morton, who crash lands on Earth, in Harlem, and is taken in by the regulars of a local bar. The alien changes everyone he meets on his original and eye-opening Hollywood Reporter journey through the streets of urban America. But can his message of brotherly love resonate with the intergalactic bounty hunters trying to track him down? Technically, this is a sci-fi movie, but this is barely a sci-fi movie. Yeah, an alien crash lands onto the planet. And there are some bounty hunters trying to get back, and it's like, it's there, but it's like maybe 1/50th a sci-fi movie. Instead, this is just more about like assimilation. Those who are not aware of the word, just means to be a part of something larger. Just like you're trying to fit into a new culture or things like that, you know? And, yeah, this is like what immigrants would experience for the first time when they came into America, through Ellis Island and the 1990 and the 1890s, or even Don Corleone in The Godfather. This one is very performance-based. The fact that Morton does not even grunt at all, maybe slightly, but instead communicates visually, almost pantomiming, if you will, kind of like if Charlie Chaplin was in the 1980s and the silent movies were still alive. Yeah, that's how I describe it. And this movie has also been called the Black E.T. Yes, and I can see that. I mean, just the fact alone that it's like we just get to see him interact in Harlem, just with the culture. I mean, this movie is still friggin' funny. I mean, when he first lands, he sees what Jesus impaled on a cross, and he goes around and there's a cop that is like searching someone kind of like the visage that was shown. There was just it's like the humor is not in your face. You have to pay attention to it. But when you do, because it's so either performance or line driven, but it's not exaggerated and over the top, that's what makes it funnier. The subtlety hits, and when it hits dang hard. And it kind of captures the essence of what New York City is. I mean, one of the memorable scene, there's a guy who's telling a story of a card trickster, like not a card trickster, but a player who's just like gambling cards and telling a story about, hey Joe, go and get 4 guys. It's like, hey Joe, the 4 guys were lonely, go get 4 girls. Oh, when you returned, all of them were lonely. So a guy goes out again multiple times, and I mean, it's just so fast paced with the cards. It's very entertaining to see. To show that some people in New York are very amiable and just want to interact with others and not ask for anything in return. So, however, it does touch upon, and this was before the drug crisis that unfortunately plagued the African American community, because it's like with the cigarettes. Oh, let's go and be cool and go to African American homes, districts, whatever you want to call them. Let's introduce cigarettes and make them be cool. Get them hooked so that way they spend F tons of money on cigarettes. Let's do the same thing with the drugs. And what he does here is that he manages to track down a guy with a goatee who is actually distributing the cocaine, and manages to make him just. I'm not super sure what happened, but I was very surprised to see that it tackled this before the epidemic hit, and before the unfortunate epidemic hit. So I was very surprised by that. It's like it touches upon topics, but it's not like over the top and exaggerated, like I said. But it does get the point across in being very, very poignant with his message. Some other memorable scenes. There's a woman who's playing arcade games. Robotron 2084 Missile Command, amongst others. So it was interesting to see how he can restore electronics, fans, radios, and even arcades that make them completely operational again. It was very cool to see that. A couple of good sequences of like a video game montage of just them all playing. It's like he's kind of like getting himself assimilated again. There are noticeable steel drums to make it feel like this is something a little weird is going on, like how it feels a little off-putting. It's also at the same time very part of the action taking place on screen, which everything fits out. It fits very well, and it's kind of like when the scenes get tense, it's like it happens and it adds just enough of a layer to make this stuff feel real. Because this is a low-budget movie. I think it was like $500,000 in 1983 money. Whatever that is adjusted for inflation today. And there's where he sees a guy who's either passed out or dead because of an overdose. He manages to ingest a little bit and then meets up where he sees some of the people who are either addicted, and they talk about like the oppressors, like it's like you can try and fight them. It's like you have all these feelings wrapped up during the day, and then at night you just unleash the fury of it, if you will. And it's like he wants to return. There's stop motion. Best way to describe it would be stop motion footage of the brother coming out and going about, kind of like still recovering from it. So I was very surprised by that. Again, adding all to the different experiences that one can feel in New York. If I had to kind of say some things about it, one, the bounty hunters are kind of there, but we're not given much about them. They're kind of like the agents from the Matrix. I don't know. Maybe just a 2-minute explanation of who they were would have helped flesh it out a little bit. I mean, it's like you can tell that they're bounty hunters where they're trying to track them. No reason is given, and at the same time, it kind of would be nice to given a little bit more, because this is being described as a sci-fi movie without the razzle-dazzle. So that's just what I would like. Maybe just a slight more explanation about who he is, just from the alien side, just to give enough. I don't know. That was really that was like the big thing that bugged me. The pacing is very fine. It's like part discovering what is going on, like this discovery, getting a job, getting a place to live, discovering the cocaine problem that was going on. Is like it flows very well. Maybe some people might be kind of put off that it's like 109 minutes, and I don't know. I felt like it maybe 5 minutes could have been cut. I don't know. That's just me, but don't let this stop. Don't let this, what I have say, deter you from watching this. If I had to give a rating, honestly, a 9 out of 10. It's really that darn good. So if you want a dang good, different take on aliens that go on in Harlem, and that's a sci-fi movie, a little bit now sci-fi movie, that I recommend you watch The Brother from Another Planet.